Hi, I'm Jonny Moran.
And I'm Hare.
And this is What We're Watching. So, you want to talk about one of your favorite shows this week, am I right?
Yes. So when I was a kid, everybody else on Saturday mornings watched cartoons and I had to do chores. But...
Bitter much?
Yeah, a little bit. But that's what it is when you live on a farm. We all stopped and as a family watched This Old House together. That was our favorite Saturday thing to do. This is their 40th year, which is huge. This week they're finishing up a house in Jamestown, Rhode Island. So they'll do a house project for a bunch of weeks. And it's not just a simple renovation. It's always an older home and it's like a complete transformation of the house. So this one is more radical on the inside of the house than the outside. So this is a net zero house where in the end they want the house to produce as much energy as it uses to operate, which is kind of a cool concept, especially when you're using an older home. So they're going to come back in a year and they're going to look at the meter on the house, because as they're using energy it spins one way and as they're making energy it spins the other. So at the end of the year it should sit at zero. Can we talk about next week?
Yeah.
So I am incredibly excited about the new house they're starting. I think you get a preview at the end of this episode this week. It's a mid-century modern house, which they've never done this before. This one is in Boston, and it's two doctors from the Children's Hospital in Boston who own this, and it's this tiny little box of a house, and they're looking at creating two cantilevered additions on either end, and it looks really wild, like just kind of over the top wild. Like I have a mid-century house right now and it's giving me lots of ideas already just looking at it, but there's no way that I'm ever going to be able to do any of this.
So what is Ask This Old House? I've watched This Old House growing up, but I've never seen Ask This Old House.
Your family made you watch This Old House too?
I didn't have cable.
Yay for public broadcasting. Ask This Old House is geared toward smaller projects. So they get questions from homeowners and they say like, oh, my toilet runs all the time. What's happening? And then they
better go catch it.
They go there and they've got their little Ask This Old House branded truck and they pull all their stuff out and they fix their toilet. But they make the homeowner do most of the work, which is kind of cool. Not make, they teach them. They teach them how to do it. So they'll fix like faucets and toilets, and Roger will come and show them how they should do their lawn differently so that it doesn't die out every summer.
Have you ever asked This Old House?
Yeah, I've submitted multiple times. I have.
What kind of questions, if I can ask that?
Yeah.
Is your toilet running?
No. We had, in our old house, it was a turn of the century, 1901 house, and we discovered that a doorway had been blocked off and we needed to open it up again to make that room more usable. And there was an issue with the woodwork because the woodwork didn't exist, so we were trying to rebuild the woodwork. So I tried to get them to come and show us how to rebuild the woodwork.
Ask This Old House.
They didn't.
Heather has questions.
I know, but I don't have that house anymore. I have other questions.
On Saturdays, you can watch Ask This Old House at 11:30, followed by This Old House at noon. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.